Hello and welcome to the Digital Signage Guide. Let's talk about non-interactive content. So with the content we've got running on here, we've actually got some very created content. So we've got video files, image files, things like that. But how about making some content that you don't have to manage very regularly? Being able to create a multitude of both of these assets means that it reduces your amount of time to create content and you spend making all the content that you need, and it also helps engagement. So being able to get individuals actually engaged with your content regularly. Some of these might be really, really simple things like having a clock in the corner. If you've got a clock in your room right now, you probably know exactly where it is because you keep glancing at it. So being able to build something like that into your digital signage really helps the engagement and allows people to keep looking at those screens for a valid reason and then get informed in the back end of what they're meant to be looking at. On top of that, you can have a look at things like news feeds. So in the marketplace, there's a range of different news feeds that you can utilize, like CNN, BBC, and that again is something that you don't actually have to interact with on a regular basis, but it will update itself automatically. Other things that you can look at is things like SceneSpire, which will actually connect to things like your Twitter or your Facebook, your Instagram, or your Teams meetings, or anything that you want to actually curate from content that's already being created. There's no reason to have to replicate this workload if you want your social media feed on your digital signage. Using something like SceneSpire can actually simplify that experience. There's also different versions of that you can have a look at. So clocks and weather, as we mentioned, just being able to keep people informed. Screen feed is another one that you can have a look at. So if you want to have a look at assets like relative news or local traffic and information, they also have a range of content like that. And the idea is not to fill your digital signage with all of this content, because at the end of the day, if you've just got that content on those screens, then you're not actually informing anyone of anything that you see value in. So it's nice to have a nice combination of the two. So as you can see in this example, we've got that clock for people to go and have a look at. We may even replace one of these zones here with news, but the main zone is still our attract content, the information that we actually want to give our users, whether that is a sales related information or whether you're from corporate communications or whether it's your menu boards, whatever that's going to be, it's really useful to have that listed. So think about having both of those types of content running at the same time. A, to reduce down the amount of workload that you have to change that content. B, to keep those users engaged, and C, to make sure you've got a good variety on that screen that keeps people activated and interested in your digital signage. That's been the Digital Signage Guide. We'll speak to you again next time.